really strong lately. Like, where have you seen him grow as the season progressed?
He's running well, running hard, decisively, violently at times. You see at the second level of runs, particularly there's a couple against Indiana and a power play to left against Penn State where he lowered his shoulder against the safety at the second level. So that's who he is, and the world's gotten to see it a little bit more as the season has gone on, and still looking to improve other parts of his game as the rest of the group is.
Jay, he was saying that that overtime touchdown against Indiana, said that was basically just a broken play, Karan.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of just explain it? Along the lines, have you seen him be able to create more for himself?
Yeah, I think that play is evidence that he's creating for himself. That particular play, there was a missed assignment in terms of the blocking scheme, and also it was a fairly tough look to run the play against, and not a desirable defense. And he kept his wits about him and ended up kind of bouncing into a big time play.
I think Jim said you went back and looked at the yards after contact in the Indiana game, and you had a 194 or something like that. Is that something you're seeing in practice too?
You don't see as much in practice. You get to see kind of where those things would happen in terms of an angle at the second level of a guy coming to make a play. But when you don't really tackle, you don't see it. You can project, okay, we'd run through this arm tackle or that one, but that's a thing that's pretty hard to gauge until you actually get into a game.
You said he's always ran physical, but is it something you guys have kind of encouraged him to embrace more?
No, I mean we encourage that for everybody, and it's just I've seen it lately. I think you see the same thing last year and the year before. So
Sure.
Yes, it's encouraged, but I don't think it's necessarily a new thing, unique to this season.
Kareem had the one nice carry against Indiana. What's it going to take to see more of him, and what's he got to do?
Like everybody else, the amount a guy plays is going to be determined by the quality of his reps in practice, or his reliability in practice, and so moving forward, all things are kind of on the table for him and the other three guys that did get more carries.
The one run that he did have, have you seen quite a bit of that in practice?
Yeah, he's coming along and he's running the ball well. He's a guy, like I said, with Karan, he runs hard. There's very little indecision. Even if necessarily the ball doesn't go maybe where it should, it goes there fast and it goes there pretty aggressively, which a lot of times works out in his favor. So he's coming along doing a lot of nice things, and I expect him to contribute on Saturday.
Is it vision? Does he have to improve in his vision a little bit in terms of seeing the hole?
Oh, I don't think so. I think he sees things fine.
Okay.
It's just a quality of his is that if it's not there, if he doesn't see it clearly, it doesn't slow him down. He'll kind of just cram his way into something and find tough yards. So it's not a knock on him necessarily. It's more of a plus, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You talk about playing the guy that's having the best week of practice. What are some particulars that jump out that you look for that, okay, this guy is he's better this week?
Yeah, so you're looking for just reliability assignment-wise for one, running the plays the way they're supposed to be running, reading the runs the proper way, and then pass protection-wise being reliable, understanding where the protection is going, who they're responsible for, and then executing the block, the actual physical part of the block. So it's not necessarily like hey, this guy practiced the best, so he's going to play the most. It's okay, guys that practice well, now these guys can play. Now let's figure out how to get them in situations where they can succeed, if that makes sense. So it's a kind of thing that you go as the week does, and certain plays become maybe specific for certain guys, and as the season has gone on, certain guys have emerged as being more reliable and trustworthy on third down as protection backs or as receiving backs.
Your offense hasn't had a lot of big, long yard plays. What do the running backs need to do? Maybe work in tandem with the offensive line to create more of those.
Yeah, so to do that is just in who those guys are. When a run is blocked properly, there should be one guy or two guys left unblocked that could potentially make the play. So some of those big time plays, like you saw against Indiana, I think it was a 59-yard run or something like that. the two safeties were unblocked, and Karan had the speed to split them right down the middle. That's the kind of thing that just your running has to take care of those extra one or two guys. And they've done a pretty good job of it so far. There's obviously room for improvement as well.
Jay, as a whole, the offense has struggled, but it seems like the run game, whether it's from somebody, it seems like someone kind of comes up. Ty has a big game. Chris has a big game. What is the sense of the running backs right now in terms of balance of offense? You guys feel like maybe come a little more run heavy, for the rest of the year, go with what's working, kind of that thing?
I couldn't really speak for them on what they think. I know just as a whole, we have to be able to adapt and do what it is that we're capable of doing at a high level, and do that. You know what I mean? If you're not throwing the ball particularly well, then you can't come out and throw it 50 times. If the run game isn't going great, then you have to adapt and be able to find other ways to make plays. So I think that's in our nature because we're built to do a lot of different things. So whether it's run heavy or pass heavy, it's just kind of be week by week, and as the season goes, it kind of just unfolds based on how certain position groups are playing.
How's it been for you so far? I mean, through the midpoint in the season, first year as a running backs coach, how have you kind of adapted to this and kind of gotten used to your new role?
Yeah, I feel like I answer that like every time I'm up here. Is that ever going to stop?
I didn't ask you. I've never asked you that.
I gotcha. Everything's good. It's great. I love it. The guys are fun. They work hard. They take a lot of pride in what they do. They really, really want to win, and they approach a pretty selfish position unselfishly, and that's huge. It makes it fun to have everyone be together and working together, and it also gives you a better chance for success.
I guess where I was.
On the unselfish side of running backs, how do you like what your fullbacks are doing right now?
Love it. I love it. They both are still working to improve, which is great as senior guys that have played a lot of football and have high expectations on them and some accolades. For them to come out and practice the way that they did even yesterday with a really renewed focus, determination to improve the fundamentals, really get back to the basics of what got them to this point. I think it says a lot about them and their role in the offense. So I love all three of those guys.
Henry in particular said after a disappointment like Saturday, it's important to show the younger guys, lead by example. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you talk to them about as well, or is it just in a senior?
Yeah, I mean that's who Henry is. I think as a team, it's just kind of who we are too. You can talk about being disappointed, or talk about this needs to get fixed, or we got to do better, but nothing. There's no substance to that. It's all about what you actually go out and do in practice, what you do in the meeting, the attentiveness, the note taking, the listening, the actual the coaching by us. It's about action, not about kind of saying you're disappointed or saying what you're gonna do. So yeah, Henry's like that, but as a whole, as a team, we got to be like that. Otherwise, you really have no chance to improve.
The chop block call on him, does he get a negative for that? It seemed like kind of a dicey call.
Yeah, he did not get a negative for that. I'm not sure. I've never officiated a game. It seems like a tough thing to do, but I did not give him a negative.
Time for one or two more for Jay.
Jay and pass pro, how far do these guys still have to go, and can they get there?
I think they can definitely get there. They still have a ways to go because we're really chasing perfection, where we can stack game after game where the quarterback isn't getting touched, or even times where the quarterback doesn't get touched, but we still weren't perfect assignment-wise. We got to be continue to grow in terms of being disciplined with our eyes and being like 100% perfect with assignment. So the guys understand that that's what the standard is, and just grinding at that every single day. Will you ever get there? Maybe, maybe not, but if you can get really close to that and keep the quarterback clean, you're going to be pretty good as an offense. All good? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.